Hey there, everyone. Time for basically session 2 of the live Terraria Let's Play here. So you could probably gather from the title if you're new that yeah, the whole idea with this one is that every time I hit the end of progression for a given Terraria version, I update the game. It's just a concept I've been workshopping here for a little while now, but that's pretty much all there is to it. If you haven't checked out the first stream, you can check that out after this. But, yeah, I'd say we can go ahead and just jump right in. Here we go. Alright. Back at it again, ladies and gentlemen. Wumbo 1.0. Pretty normal stuff overall. I am actually going to turn my recorder on for future reference on these, because eventually that's going to be a thing. There we go. Alright. Let's head off. Rolled 1.0.0. And as we can see now, we have a nurse. So that's the first dialogue, huh? I don't know if that's still in the game or not. Probably not. Let's see. What all do I have at my disposal at the moment? Well, not a ton, but it's not too bad. I did notice that the stream quality really isn't fantastic. I'm going to up the bitrate just a little bit to improve that, hopefully. So, output for streaming. I'll have to briefly stop, so I will be right back. But, yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay, so we are back. Apologies for the connection loss there, but that'll be alright. Should be good to go. Hopefully, things are preserved, but I think we should be back on. Awesome. Okay. Now that the bitrate's up, we should be doing a little bit better overall. Okay, so the next logical step here, if I remember right, is going to be, yeah, chopping down some more trees. Seem to be quite low on wood. I also need to start replanting. Still a slow part of the game. Not much that can be done about it. Okay, and we can plant some acorns. The more things change, the more they stay the same. Should really be doing this in 2 steps, at least. Cool. Now it's time to head off, see if I can get back to kind of the deep cave system that I was in before. I have 15 silver. I really should try to save up for a gold if I can. Let's see. I'll head back. I can still make it there before nightfall gets too crazy, I think. I can make torches as well. Okay. Good. It's not much, but it's probably worth it. And so, first armor has been made. Huh. Man, trees grew fast in early Terraria. Kind of astonishing. And the moment nightfall hits, we're dealing with enemies. This version definitely does not let up on that front. Fortunately, weapons seem to have much higher knockback back then. All the same zombie sprite. It's pretty funny, admittedly. Unfortunately, I don't really have a bow or a good arrow system. How adept are they at platforming? Not very. That's helpful, at least. Might be able to get back. Nope. Heck, let's just head back over. I don't know, I probably made a lot of money from that. Like 4 silver. Some more things on the way back or so. There we go. Particularly jumpy one. I'm surprised that's a thing, actually, this early on. I never noticed that my entire first playthrough of Terraria. Although I kind of never tried it. Alright, well, I was going to hold off, and this is probably going to be a monkey's paw thing, because I'll probably get a chest very shortly after. But I have 17 iron. How much does it take to make a chest? That's worth it. Here we go. It is time to place some of our valuables in here. Do I have any gemstones? No, I only got those in the beta version. Getting my wires crossed on that, I guess. I'm gonna assume the demolitionist must not have been a thing yet. Actually, you know what? Even if they were, I wouldn't be able to actually see them. Also, does that work for like combined inventory stuff? I'm assuming not. No, you have to put it actually in your inventory before it'll change. I wonder when that was added. For that matter, yeah, 15 iron doesn't seem to be enough to make much in the way of weaponry or anything. Could make an iron bow, I suppose. Bows seem to be pretty close to required this early on. I haven't made them very often, but they're extremely useful. And I've got a decent supply of arrows now, and I can make flaming arrows pretty easily. They're low cost enough that it's worth it. Doesn't show you how much you have to work with, though. You can also recapture them, which is quite useful. Yeah, it's much better in terms of results, though. I have a short range option, which is nice, but that is helpful. For that matter, I'm assuming I can't make any more torches. Oh, well, I got at least one more gel, but I kind of want to keep that on me more often. Yeah, significantly harder to kill. Oh, nice, fallen stars. Can I go back for these a bit now? Despawn rates appeared to be much higher at this time. Which in some regards makes sense, I guess. Alright. Oh, and I forgot to even put my money into it. I've got 26 silver now, which is pretty good. I think I need a gold coin to collect, to get the merchant, so We'll definitely want to save up through that system. I think the piggy bank was an item in 1.0. If so, that is extremely important and useful. I also need to get some more gel anyway. Running out of resources appears to be much more of a concern now compared to ever previous for early game. Or ever after, I should say, not ever previous. It'd be a little silly. But that seems to pretty much be it. I forgot some important steps here. First of all, that I was planning to actually make some more walls. And some more furniture to extend the NPC house. We'll probably keep it as a very traditional NPC house. I'm not that worried about what we'll later deal with in 1.4. Because by then, things will kind of be at their match. Also, I'm probably going to leave this space as kind of more of a central environment for, like, crafting stuff. So I'm actually going to start on the next floor as far as, the next set of NPC housing goes. Oh, hey roleplay. How's it going? Apologies if there's too much stream delay. I believe I turned that down a little bit, but should be a little bit easier to read things. Actually, I'll leave the space open for the time being. It's so weird in old Terraria. You had to use a hammer to break every bit of furniture. I don't know. Probably shouldn't be too picky. But let's see how we do this. So easy to misplace things. Don't take your reticles for placement for granted. They are very useful in modern Terraria. For the most part, you're guessing in early house design. Gus, what? Let's see here. Anyone in chat happen to remember if there's a demolitionist in the game at this point? It's kind of a long shot here. I'm asking about Terraria 1.0, but if anybody happens to remember if he's a thing yet, it would be useful info. Okay, so then torches up. Should qualify as housing now. Okay, cool. Well, I do have bombs in my inventory, so that should work. I'm pretty confident this housing qualifies in Terraria 1.0. I mean, it's essentially what I have here. Although it looks slightly different. It's fine. I might make that more central later, but I'm not really worried about it for now. Actually just extend the house a little bit more, just in case we have more NPCs to work with. Because if Merchant and Demolitionist are on the way, we'll need at least one more spot for Arms Dealer, and I'd rather wait as little as possible for that. Honestly, yeah, if I can get Demolitionist, then I should definitely just gun straight for the Undertaker. Or whatever. I think, does the Undertaker still drop in corruption? I think so. Should be the case, hopefully. Really, I guess in 1.4 a lot has changed in terms of, you know, the way you make NPC housing, but pretty much everything from 1.3 all the way back to the very beginning, that was the case. Oh, okay. 102. Well, I guess that's what I get for going all the way back to 100 for my version. That's alright. We'll make do. Also, is it me, or does the old wooden door design look like way closer to living wood? How am I in Terraria 1.0? Okay, so this is actually a very, very noteworthy point to make. For those who just have never tried this before, Terraria 1.0 is not normally available if you just have the Steam build of Terraria. There are ways around that. Notably, Terraria 1.0 is actually available on the Internet Wayback Machine, if I remember correctly. I know the pre-alpha is, but I think 1.0 is as well. And through that, you can essentially play the game. I don't know if it requires a Steam, but chances are if you're trying to play this old version of the game, you've already played a more modern release. But yeah, you can't just like roll back your version on Steam the way you can for like Minecraft, for instance. It's just, for whatever reason, that was not made an option. It used to kind of be a thing when Terraria had a game launcher, but they dropped that during 1.2. And even if you try to restore that, you can't normally transfer saves. You need to have specific versions to so that worlds will be compatible as you update. It's very weird. It'd be very nice if they just made an official launcher that you could easily control, like where your saves go. You could just literally have like a save directory path that you can pick in File Explorer. That would fix it. That way, if people wanted to keep their saves separate, things should work out. So, as for if I'll make it to 1.4, that's really going to be a question of more how well I do in 1.1, because 1.1 was very difficult, at least in terms of early hard mode, which is all of hard mode at the time. But assuming that I can beat everything, I know for a fact that world files are compatible. So even if I lose the character at some point, it won't be that hard to get things back. The only other concern I have is whether or not chests are going to be an issue, because I've heard that that's a pretty common thing to go wrong. So assuming character and chests both don't break, yeah, we should be good. Things will work out pretty well. At least that's the idea. 7 fallen stars. Almost enough for a mana crystal. And let's, more tables. Probably can't fall off the top of this building anymore. I need to find a workaround for that. So, I'm somewhat undecided on how I'm going to handle sub updates. Some of them, most of them were hotfixes, right? They didn't really add any content to the game. They were just kind of general bug fixes for things that I'm already kind of prepared for. I'm backing the world every time because I knew Terraria 1.0 could kind of be finicky in that regard. But just even outside of that point, I'm probably not going to do subversions for 1.0, and for other versions, like for 1.0, or not for 1.0, 1.1, I will do 1.1.2, just because that's the newest version of it, with just kind of the most overall corrections. Especially because regular 1.1 is real messy. It's probably the messiest official update of the game, to be honest. That and 1.2.0. 1.2, like, was kind of 2 updates in one, though, so I might figure out, like, kind of a bridge point for that one. Because Duke Fish Run was added partway through 1.2, if I remember right. It's either that or it came with 1.3, but I don't think it did. I think that was before all the lunar event stuff got added. For what it's worth, my first experience with Terraria is with version 1.1, but on the console version. Oh yeah, so Team Mod Loader is also an option if you're just going from like 1.3.5. Does Team Mod Loader let you use older versions? I don't think it does, but maybe you can just like get a download for Team Mod Loader 1.0 or something, assuming that even existed. Maybe that'll work. And that should be it. I gotta replant. That's another nice thing about 1.0 actually, is trees grow very quickly. Like, by the time that I have all these planted down and have built something else, a lot of the stuff will already be regrown. I mean, even if it's not, like, officially supported on the Team Mod Loader page, you can probably find Team Mod Loader 1.1. I have no idea if 1.0 was even a thing or not, but at least to that early, I'm sure mods were a thing. What update was Turcore added? I don't know if I'm familiar. Turcore. I feel like I might have heard that somewhere before. Was that some kind of early utility for modding? Oh, the Thanksgiving boss. I remember that. I thought that was mobile only, but maybe not. And if so, it was probably either 1.1 or 1.2 equivalent. Yeah, they removed all of the mobile and console only stuff. Like, there's no OCRAM at all in any PC version. Like, maybe there's a mod for him now, but I kind of doubt it. Oh. Oh, I'm remembering a big reason why I hated early Terraria building. Hammers affected platforms and walls. Yikes. Oh well, we'll work around it. It's not the end of the world for the moment. Got plenty of stuff. Add money whenever I can. It's pretty scarce early game. I feel like enemies definitely drop way less, but they might have just upped it in master mode, and that's the last thing I played before this. Okay, we'll just kind of grind for some more money. Eventually the merchant will just be really important because of gemstones at this point in the game. Understandable. Have a nice day, Mr. Me Big Noob. I appreciate you stopping by. Oh, that's gonna be bad. Beauty of flaming arrows. Ah, heck. Oh god, okay, okay. Certifiably wasted my arrows. And this is why I never go range early on, even though it is very useful at times. Can get you out of a pinch, I suppose. Low on arrows. What does it even take to make an arrow? Somehow I don't have any cobblestone, and that's surprising. I feel like it might be like wooden cobblestone to even make one, so fun. Oh, 11 fallen stars. Time to make another mana crystal. These things really were expensive back then. They were also notably more purple at the time, which is kind of interesting. You might have noticed before, geez, voice crack. You might have noticed before that whenever I actually get health, it shows as blue. And that's partially because at the time, health was kind of identified as blue, and mana was identified as purple instead of blue. So, yeah, eventually that changed to green. I'm assuming in 1.0, that's how I remember it early on. It's kind of odd that they ever went with such similar colors to begin with. Oh, fish in a barrel today. Get a lot of money from that. Yeah, heck yeah. Honestly, it's been pretty fruitful so far. I've been having a pretty good run, all things considered, for my first time ever really playing Terraria 1.0. I had much better luck in the beta, admittedly. That world gave me a lot of very good stuff early on, most notably gems. Without a merchant, though, they didn't have a whole lot of use, and I hadn't gotten them yet. Fortunately, cooldowns I think were shorter back then. Either that or mushrooms have always been really short, and I just never hardly noticed. Acknowledge there's nothing there. One of the things I've really noticed is like the smoothness of that effect, which I think has kind of been lost over time, if I'm right. It's far more direct now. Let's place down some slightly more extraneous torches to kind of help out with any random things that decide to show up. Very nice. Let's see. I feel like my wooden sword really is not cutting it here in a lot of places. Where are my platforms? I didn't make any new ones. Let's fix that. That 1-to-1 ratio is a little bit of a pain, but you do what you can. At least this pickaxe gets results. I think there's too much there. Whoa. Surprising amount of, like, frame hitching there. Haven't really experienced that before now. Slimes not being able to float made them much easier to fight in water back in the day. That's for sure. I almost thought that was tin for a second, then forgot what I'm playing. Oh! It was a gem. How about that? About time we encountered some. Heck yeah. I think all of the gems were worth roughly the same at this time, but I think the highest priced ones were rubies, sapphires, and diamonds. Topaz is still pretty high value though. Still definitely worth grabbing. Some iron down here. As long as it's not keeping water at bay, that's pretty much all that matters. Yeah, I guess it doesn't really matter in this case, does it? Oh, I see silver up there. Oh, pre-rope Terraria. How I largely do not miss you. I slept on ropes when they first came out, you know? I really underestimated how useful they were when they were introduced. Like, what do you mean? Platforms get me everywhere. Why would I ever want to use this weird rope thing? Just can't live without them hardly anymore. And I'm about to play a significant amount of the game without them, where they would be most useful at that. So, hey me. I guess that hubris is kind of paying off a little bit. At least I am pretty experienced in 1.0 spelunking enough to not rely on them. I'll grab that copper. Full copper armor is probably worthwhile for early game, especially at a time where wooden armor was not a thing yet. Really, when they introduced wooden armor, they pretty much made copper useless. There was no reason to go after it anymore. There's barely a reason to begin with. That old skeleton sprite is so funny to me. It's so different, and just doesn't look Terrarian hardly. I'm not even sure how it got here. It looks like it's got this weird outline about it. It's so different than like a modern design. I got him. Fairly aggressive as far as these guys go. Okay, well I guess I have good odds against this one. Perfect. Yeah, I'm not gonna worry about it. Eat up though. I'm really not staying on top of my health too great. Nothing that way. I do not have a lot in the way of things to fight a mother slime with, so... Maybe I can just kind of... Oh, it can. The skeleton I can probably handle it, but I don't know about the rest. Oh boy. Yeah, let's take care of him. Shoot. Yeah, surprisingly I can keep up with him through knockback. And he drops plenty of money. Man, that hammer's so slow. It's frustrating. But that's also kind of the point. Okay. Surprisingly, they don't put up that much of a fight. I mean, a wooden sword can get the job done against them. Ooh, that's a lot of ruby, it looks like. Very nice. Traps really weren't a thing as well in the early game, so this is actually probably one of the safest spelunking experiences you can get. Probably not much out in the upper. Man, wow, even more gems. I stand corrected. I guess this has been about as nice to me as beta was. Just after a little bit more spelunking. That's a lot of gems to get so early. It definitely helps with the progression, that's for sure. I'll fight you just in a second, Mr. Skellington. First I gotta... pretty silver ore. I think I've gotten more silver than iron this time. Oh boy, it's these guys. I don't know if he can get to me though. Ooh, he can. He can't though. He'll have to come out from the side to make it, and he still can't really do it. Yeah. that's unfortunate. And now we're back to here. Seemingly kind of the end of this little station, at least without some other help. Kind of sad, actually, but you do what you can. You really do run out of platforms very quickly in this. Oh boy. And now I get to have this little boss fight. Mostly mother slams, it seems, like almost exclusively. I don't really have a way of navigating through combat with them, so... there's some undersea gold. There really isn't a good way to get back up, though, so I'm really going to lose most of this money that I've made. 26 silver is nothing to scoff at when a gold is the requirement. Oh, jeez, and that's a lot of gold, too. Let's see how well pocketing works in this. Or actually, shoot, I'm doing this wrong anyway. Awesome. Pocketing works. And for that matter, that allows for a sufficient source of light. I've really never tried to go this deep into like an underwater cave system. This is pretty crazy. There's an amethyst though. This is actually kind of fruitful. I'm surprised. Usually these are pretty... I can just kind of write these off as intraversible and move on. Seems like we reach another dead end, unfortunately. Here's at least one. Yeah, sure enough. This has actually gone an extremely successful route. I'm actually really happy with this. I know you're gonna fight. Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, that might be it for me. No? Okay. Right on. I can totally beat a skeleton from here. I can even eat while doing it. Ah, damn it, that's gonna throw a wrench into that plan. Shit, shit, shit. Well, at least he's out of the way. Whoa. Yeah, wow, this leads far. Whatever that is, it's almost bottomless looking. But I'm completely out of wood and therefore have no way of making further torches. It might be time to turn back, assuming it's even really an option at this point. I don't even know if the magic mirror was a thing in this version of the game. I have to look it up. Recall potions were definitely a new thing in a later version, though. I remember when they were new. that's just unfortunate. There goes all that money. I don't know if slain is the right term, but we'll go with that. How much money do I keep? It's not that bad, actually. It still goes a long way. We're 53 already. $54 technically. And then gemstones are now a thing. And I have 39 amethyst. Wow. That is impressive, actually. I'm very happy with that. In terms of ore, quite a lot of the stuff for all four, really. So, yeah. So, considering all the amount of stuff that I have, iron is a thing, silver is a thing. Gold broadsword does 2 more damage than silver. It's quite a lot. I think it's worth it. Let's do it. Committing to this. Silver bow is also... It's only a 1-point damage increase from iron. I think we're good with that. It still does quite a bit of damage. The question is now, what will it take to get some of the other stuff made? Notably, any iron armor. Looks like just the helmet, which is not ideal. I already made a copper one. Probably should have saved up and done like a copper chest plate or something, since that's the most expensive piece. Okay. Plenty of wood. Yeah, wood gets used up very quickly underground. You only need just about every scrap of it that you can get your hands on. Two-hit kill. Oh my god, it's so much faster. Swing is really brisk. That's an improvement, alright. Maybe I can look into an iron axe. I'm using this a lot more than I figured. Let's get some iron tools. Yeah, I even kept iron on me. Yeah, 10? It costs more to get a hammer than it does to get an axe. It's kind of silly. I don't know. I probably won't really make iron armor. I'll probably try to do silver, so this is just a good use of the material. Let's do it. Cool. Full iron tools plus a golden sword. Very nice. Should definitely be more equipped for all this stuff. How much faster? Maybe a little bit. I think the swings are faster, but it takes just as long to chop the tree. Mildly disappointing compared to the pickaxe, but that's okay. Plating used to be much more obnoxious, though, because of that. Three swings is all it takes. And they're fast swings at that. I'm noticing there's not really any difference or shift in biome at this time. Cactus doesn't really grow in the desert, so sand's almost worthless. It's pretty much just for glass, I guess. So pretty much just decorative. I was not sure what the procedure is for Sky Islands. Most of the usual strats that I know of are pretty much only for kind of later things. They're also for Sky Islands that have their own sunplate material. I've never seen the... Actually, no, I have. My original Sky Islands were 1.1, so I think they were the old version pre-sunplate. Back when they were just kind of houses made out of special, like, iron brick or something. Or silver. Maybe sometimes gold. They also didn't count as housing, which was actually kind of nice. In some respects. God, it's so fast. Maybe those aren't HP heals. Maybe they are towards mana or just are bugged out. I don't know. That's kind of weird. Sometimes I see that 20, but it doesn't seem like... Well, since mana's already maxed out, there's really no point, I guess. But still... And man, vines really obscured things before. Like, the shadows on these are significant. Oh well. Also, I can actually get some of my money back this time. Hopefully I can find a chest or something and I can deposit it, come back for it a little more later on or something. Once I get a magic mirror. If I get a magic mirror. I don't think this is the right way to go. No, this was a dead end before. I'm gonna check this out. It's just a pot. Nothing special. Pretty much there. The limits of what I could have at the time. I think these go up to 256. Or maybe just 250. Wood's not used for much else. And 90 torches, almost 100 torches, is enough to probably get me by. We'll max out on platforms. We definitely need them. That gets results. Yeah, I don't know. We don't have a good way to drain, so what I might do... No! It's okay, I can get back down there again. I will get my stuff back. The coins are still there. The only thing I really have to worry about are skeletons, and I can beat them. I can also beat night creatures now pretty easily. Actually, is there anything else I can put back in here then? I definitely got some. We're on our way. Okay, so we've got another 45 minutes of time. It's hard to get a ton done in a 2-hour session, but honestly, this is some of the most productive I've had. I'm really not a super fast player in Terraria. I tend to take my time a lot with things. Yeah, that frame skipping is pretty unusual. I wish I knew why that was happening. That's alright. Once I start having to deal with night creatures inside of the cave, though, we'll see how I fare. Especially in that very large section that I really haven't explored much of. I mean, it takes a long time to get back. I think beds were craftable at the time, though. And I do have quite a few cobwebs. I keep forgetting that I don't need a loom or anything. I can just make silk, and I can probably just make a bed. And I can avoid most of this issue. At least in the short term. It's not a great solution. I do want a magic mirror. Okay, so now I can figure out what I need to build to make this work. You jumped incorrectly, I'm afraid. So now you can kind of see where you're going, but honestly, I'm going to kind of ascend this even further. To where now? They really do sneak up on you because of that. No, yeah, that's definitely health. Man, I don't know that. Kind of an anticlimactic end to that, honestly. I was expecting more from that part of the cavern. I have almost everything I need from down here, though. You can tell that a lot of stuff didn't really scale after this version. There is some topaz down there. I kind of already have a lot of topaz. I don't know how important that is. Oh, there's more cave that way, though. That's the way that we're going. Okay. So we're gonna go this route a little bit. Man, more amethyst. Wow. There's been a lot of it in this world. Man, and I've used a lot of platforms quickly. Yeah, I think I've had better luck finding gems than I have just finding regular ores. And that's probably not a good thing exactly. But I think it was common to this time in this world generation. bad spot. Also, it doesn't look like things can transfer back. So that's a little annoying. Not that I was planning on using that feature. Also, I don't believe any spiders existed in this version, which is kind of silly when you consider cobwebs exist, but yeah. Oh man, we found it. Let's go. The original glowing mushroom biome. Ultra rare. No music at the time, I don't think. Kind of sad that such a cool place doesn't really have any special fanfare to it. It's just cool. Yeah, that's awesome, actually. Yeah, wow, this sword was incredibly worth it. Holy crap. Well, that's awesome. Even if, yeah, it's a far cry from what a modern glowing mushroom biome looks like. I mean, I'm not even sure if this would trigger as a biome in the current versions. It's so small. But I believe these are used in the making of healing potions, and that's what makes them extra special and important. Oh, shit. Just gonna do that, huh? No, 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 no! Damn it. 22 silver, too. Wow. It's okay. We're gonna try to make a bed, and we're gonna try to go back. I think we can do that. I've still got a half hour to go. Let's see how much we can do. Starting with, how much silk can I make? It is pretty expensive, but 25 silk is quite a bit. Make that 30 silk. I don't know if the sawmill was a thing yet, but it might have been. I also probably don't have enough wood, though. Let's fix that. And for that matter, figure out how much money and other things I have. Oh, man. I probably have enough now. Enough to get a gold coin. Yeah, we'll just keep stuff in at that point. But yeah, that's huge. That's huge. Yeah, wow. 50 amethyst. That's crazy. You would never find that anymore. And glowing mushrooms. Like overall, it's been a really good yield. So much so that it is probably worth getting another chest, because I still haven't found any. Just for kind of some of these secondary resources that I don't need a lot of. Oh, interesting. These are a healing item in this version. They just restore 50 life. I mean, that's pretty cool, actually. 22 of them as well. Yeah, awesome. Alright, let's get some more wood. We're going to need it. Yeah, 50 life is quite a bit. I thought they were used for healing potions or something, but no, they're just a nice healing item in and of themselves. That's pretty crazy, actually. Let's see if I can't. I mean, honestly, I'm so close to probably being done with that area anyway, but still, I feel like I should make a bed if I can at this point. There it is. My Terraria 1.0 bed. Wow. Pretty wild. We'll just place it down here. Spawn point set. It's pretty cool. Okay, let's replan a bit. Actually, there are plenty of trees on the plain. Yeah. I think the addition to go up one block automatically was added in 1.1. I feel like that was always kind of a thing you could do. So yeah, 1.0 being archaic is definitely a factor in all of this. As far as rushing towards the corruption, that will partially be in the cards. I don't know if sticky bombs were a thing yet, probably not, so I'll just have to be very careful with them. I'm used to using sticky bombs in these situations. Just an instant full heal, like that's so good. And they'll grow back. I didn't even destroy any of the big ones. I'll need to. And the potions of lesser healing are also, like, really good, actually. Like, they still do 100. I'm assuming regular healing potions are the top dog in this release, because, man, 150, like, basically, a greater healing potion would be 200. But that was a hard mode item. Wait a second. Oh, no, it was this way. I should probably put something down here to make that more obvious. Okay. Oh my god, they sneak up on you. Surprising amounts. Surprising amount of the time, I guess I should say. They, like, grow back at a decent rate, too. I was kind of just here. And there's already a couple back. It's awesome. Blindside me from the sides, I can feel it. Oh, okay. Maybe it was weakened or something. That did not put up any fight. It's kind of odd. It's kind of a long string of pots down here. What's up with that? Ooh, another life crystal. Very good. Awesome. kind of bizarre that that's like a thing. These little like 2.0, not 2.0, but like just 2 block things. You know, like monkey ball checkers when 2.0. Okay. I feel like I'm kind of babbling here. 20 more minutes to go. Let's see if we can't just kind of pull through here. Seems like this cave system has really been good to me. I have not had a particularly hard time finding almost anything down here, so that's pretty rad. Yeah, there's nothing we can do. Just let it happen. Let him die the slow way. He's determined. Dude, another one? Wow. That's actually awesome. This has genuinely been a very, very enjoyable run for Terraria 1.0. I have been impressed that its early kind of level construction as far as these procedurally generated maps go. This has been quite good. Twice in a row now, counting the beta. This is really nice. You do feel like you get rewarded pretty consistently. Even if I wasn't feeling super certain about things going into this particular run. This has been a very positive experience going forward, that's for sure. It's kind of a nicer looking one too. Let's see, looks like there's more stuff up there. I can't tell if there's actually anything of note or not. A lot of cobwebs, which to my knowledge were only used for silk at this time, so I'm not sure what the deal is with that. I forgot to consume the crystal heart. Wait a second. Why don't I have any coins? Where did my coins go? Oh, they're actually in my inventory right now. Okay. Wait, how many do I have? 66? I have enough. I have nearly done everything I wanted to in the underground. Man, it really is kind of nice to have it so self-contained like this. In some ways, it's kind of better than the most recent builds. That is not more amethyst. Spoiling me out here. I would like to see some more gemstones, but like still, so much amethyst that I can literally sell all of these and not even feel bad that I'm just now getting. Because I'll still have 50, even if I do that. It's pretty awesome. I'm good for now. Oh my god. Okay then. That was almost terrible. It's worth noting that I don't technically need a magic mirror. It's just significantly more convenient than, I guess, the equivalent of save scumming in Terraria. It's not really as bad as that normally would be for a game, but still. Clickety clack. Alright. We are just about ready to wrap up. Last 10 minutes here. What is going to be up here? Because otherwise, it might be time to kind of save our way back home. And enjoy having our merchant and begin our quest towards the corruption again. Actually, I don't know if I've done it at all in this world. I'm kind of getting my first part of the beta, actually the only part of the beta, and my first session of this confused, so I'm not exactly sure which of these would have been first. But I know there was one lower section that I can go to. I didn't even mean this, but I guess it'll work. Anything of note? Not really. The merchant has arrived. Oh, I guess I made it to, maybe there just needs to be a total of 1 gold in the world or something. Very cool. Is that another one? That's like the 3rd of these little biomes that I've seen so far. I guess this is just how they generated. That's so cool, though. Used too much of my wood for platforms, not enough for torches. Wood management is really important. Like, way more important than I remember it being in 1.1. I guess I've been spoiled for quite some time with that. But yeah, honestly, my current money does not matter very much, because now that I have the merchant, I can just sell most of my kind of secondary stuff with that. Damn it, damn it. Can't jump, can't jump. Unfortunate. But I see what looks like maybe an emerald down there. And lava, which is pretty important actually because obsidian was a big deal in this. Alright, so we are pretty much ready to wrap up. So let's see what our total amounts are of everything. That much in silver. And I do have a demolitionist. Awesome. Okay, so he did exist by this point. That's very helpful. 44 silk. Wow. Alright, so merchant. How much you want to give me for this stuff? So, interestingly, some of this old equipment does have value. We'll go ahead and sell it just because it's really the only immediate and easy way to get rid of the stuff. So amethyst actually does have a reduced sell price. So it is only 25 silver for 5 amethyst. That's not great. Seems like that must have been upped a lot back then, because you could get a lot for it in the beta. Okay, that's alright. Topaz is 10 silver each. So it's worth double. But it's still not that much. It's not gangbusters. I was really hoping it would be like a gold a piece or something. Mushroom grass seeds is really nice though. And even a hook, which I didn't realize that I'd gotten. I think that's a pretty common story from this early version of the game. And I can buy certain things from him, notably the mining helmet, the piggy bank, which is incredibly worth it, and I will be buying. And, I'll be buying well, not two of them, but, I will be buying one of them. Because it's very worth it. And it even sells lesser healing potions, which are much more valuable in this version, and even wooden arrows. So I've got good options. As far as what I'm going to be selling, how much do rubies sell for? So each ruby sells for 40 silver. So I can get a solid 6 gold just out of these rubies. And to my knowledge, rubies do nothing else. None of the gems do. So we can go ahead and sell all of our gems. Because frankly, that is the point of their existence at this stage of development. And I really have no greater purpose for them eventually, and they're plentiful enough that it's not a huge deal. Really, the fact that they don't have that much value, though, does matter, though. I'll probably just keep, like, 10 of each in the future. Just because these are low enough in value anyway, that it's only 2 gold for that much amethyst anyway. So that'll go, and then I will start using the piggy bank specifically for money, but I'll also be keeping it on me. Let's start by buying it. So my time in the underground is not quite over yet, because I don't have enough to just buy the mini shark off of that, but I will. So yeah, I have the piggy bank, and I have a whole bunch of other good stuff. So, the big deal with the piggy bank is that you can put stuff in it. It is essentially a portable chest. So it's a good place to kind of store your money pretty easily. And you can literally remove it and put it back. And it'll still have the same stuff in it. I think this even works for multiple piggy banks, but I think it works on an individual player's kind of sub-inventory. Not that that mattered much, because multiplayer was barely, if at all, a thing in this early of Terraria. But that's where we're going to stop for now. With 30 pieces, though, I can probably at least do something special with that. Do a copper chainmail set to up my defense. And honestly, if I have iron, enough of it to, I do not. According to this, I don't even have enough iron to, make a helmet anymore. It's kind of unfortunate, but that's how it goes. Still pretty alright. And it's probably cost like 20, so I'm very close to having enough. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty much everything that we needed to have set up for this. One last thing I'm going to check up on is how much bombs cost. So stuff isn't too exorbitant at this time. Grenades are 5 silver each, and bombs are 5 silver each. Dynamite costs a lot, but it's pretty niche in cases where you would even want it. For the most part, bombs get the job done, and I've already got 18 of them. The other question I had was whether or not sticky bombs existed, but it doesn't seem like they do. So I've definitely got gel and bombs, and that's all you need at a workbench normally. But that's it then. We will go ahead and call it for now. Thank you to everyone who was watching at any point in time, or anybody who was just watching the VODs. I'll see you guys next time. Next stream will be on Tuesday. Let's check our dates to be sure. We'll say Tuesday the 14th of September, 6 to 8 p.m. See you guys there.